Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. सभी लोग गाइए. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, Jagat Guru Shil Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. हरे कृष्णा। सभी भक्तों का स्वागत है यहाँ पे इस गीता कोर्स प्रोग्राम में। आई शुड स्पीक इन इंग्लिश so because I give some classes in Hindi, so okay, so welcome everyone to today's Gita course program, the day 5. The topic is our lost treasure. The screen is visible, all of you comfortable? और थोड़ा सा इसको थोड़ा सा शिफ्ट कर लीजिए, लग रहा है। Okay. So we'll start with Mangala Charan. These are the prayers that we pray. You can all can come front, so latecomers can sit behind. Okay. So for all of you, Leela Mataji, your class is happening other place. Bhakti Vriksha, right? Is in different place. Yeah, check out. Okay. So prayers are on the screen, so you can just repeat with me. So it's not a repetition, just you have to sing with me if you can. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजना सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगणा ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीन गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण Hare Krishna. So this is a session based on Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the science of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And this science was available to whole mankind but was not propagated. So this science was given to whole mankind by the grace of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Sri Prabhupada became the ambassador of spiritual world, and all over the world he walked, he went, and he did enormous hard work and spread this science of Bhagavad Gita to the people in the West, even in India, in the East, not just West people. We can say this. He roamed around whole the world, and that too at the age of 70s. And he transformed people. He gave this Vedic knowledge to all those people who were living the life of animals, Western people. Now we are following, we are thinking that Westerns are most advanced people, but Prabhupada said this is the thing that you had left. Once someone reporter asked Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada आप West में काहे के लिए आए हो? Why you have come to the West countries? Once that this question happened, answers was happening in the London, and Britishers were asking why you have come here. And Prabhupada boldly answered, "We have looted our country for so many years, but you left this treasure. I came here to give this treasure to you." And once in the London itself, he was telling, "Ki you are living the lives of cats and dogs. I have come here to save you." So this is what Prabhupada was mentioning. Yes, this Western country, Western culture is a culture of cats and dogs. And from there he came to deliver them. So Indian, he can say, we can say the Prabhupada is the ambassador for Indian culture. He taught Indian culture to all those Westerns. And when these Western people, Western disciples of Srila Prabhupada came to India, all these Western disciples clad with dhoti and kurta, wearing kantimala and tilak, even though many Indians, they are shy to do this all. धोती कुर्ता पहनने के लिए शर्माते हैं लोग. And these Western people were dancing all over the places with the kirtan, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And he preached with these Western people to Indians also. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. ग्रीन की जगह पे ब्लू डाल देना. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Okay, is it audible? Clear? So मेरी आवाज ठीक से आ रही है? समझ में आ रहा है? So we are dedicating today's session to this His Divine Grace Civic Bhakti Vedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada. तू थोड़ा सा कम कर दीजिएगा फिर भी. इको हो रहा है थोड़ा सा. हाँ, इको हो रहा है. Yep. Okay. Today's topic is the lost treasure, the lost wealth. What is this our lost wealth that we have lost? Hmm? Money, the amount, the finance, everything. So many things are there that we can lose. But we are talking about our Vedic culture. That's what we are going to spread. Every country in the world, they have their own supremacy, or maybe they have their own speciality. If you talk about German, what is specialty for Germans? Engineering, mechanics. You talk about Great Britain, England, or this British countries. You say about finance, business. Talk about Americans, huh? Architecture also, yes. What about Americans, USA people? Finance, yeah. Business, yeah. Industries, military, armed forces. You know? So in this way, when we talk about different Japanese technology again, you know, and all these places, when we talk about India, what India has, hmm? India has a Vedic culture, spirituality. That's our treasure. Hmm? So this particular shloka from Bhagavad Gita, I would like all of you to recite with me. Hmm? Okay, this is verses from Krishna. Krishna says, सर्वस्य चाहं हृदि सन्निविष्टो मत्तः स्मृतिर्ज्ञानमपोहनं च वेदैश्च सर्वैरहमेव वेद्यो वेदान्तकृद्वेद विदेव चाहम्. Okay, I would like some volunteer to read the translation. Please raise your hands. Anyone can read this. Yeah.
I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas, I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of Vedanta, and I am the knower of the Vedas.
Hmm. So all the Vedas are compiled and formed by Lord Sri Krishna. Many times people think that Yare, these Vedas are written by some man and they are just imposed on us, like your textbooks. Somebody writes it, somebody designs it, and we have to go through it. Hardships, बे के बे दो ही कम दो दूनी चार करना पड़ता है whole life. But Vedas are not found by somebody's complicated mind. But yes, Vedas are such a complicated, structured books that it cannot come from any human brains. It's beyond human perception what Vedas are given. That's why Vedas are clearly, we have to accept that they are coming from God Himself, by from Krishna Himself. Krishna says, Veda Videva Chaham, Aham, I have created these Vedas. Hmm? So what Vyasdeva did then? Vyasdeva just simply bought these Vedas which are written, which are memorized. He bought all of them into a written format. He bought them into a he got them, he compiled them and he put it into a written format. He knew that in Kali Yuga we have low memories, and even memories is going to reduce. more and more and more. We're not able to remember anything. And more than we have got AI and all these things. So forget. At least in previous days, we used to do calculation with the calculator and all. We used to do it in the memory itself. Now people have calculators. And now AI. Forget it all. So like that, so Vyasdeva understood this is the future is going to come. And he made it very simple for all of us to remember Vedas. He brought it into written form. Whenever you need, just to flip the pages and Vedas are in front of you. Hmm? So our ancient Indian culture is based on all these injunctions of these Vedas. What we learn from Vedas, what we are taking it from Vedas. Now let us see. What Vedas speaks about. Vedas speaks about surgery. You heard about surgery is the mention of surgery is there in Rig Veda. Even you say Atharva Veda, sorry, Ayurveda is the part of Rig Veda. And the practitioner of this Ayurveda, they were able to treat all the diseases with these medicines which are naturally available into our surroundings. Even not just to talk about the medicines, they were able to treat even surgeries also. Like you don't see, this is a Muni. His name is Sushruta. There's a painting here. So he is the first known surgeon, not just in India, his whole world. Hmm? Sushruta was famous for his book called Sushruta Samhita. In this book, he has mentioned all different kinds of surgeries that we can perform on our body. He has mentioned all different kinds of um, the tools that we use for surgeries. And now, when we refer that our modern surgical tools, they are exactly resembling with that. Is it a coincidence? Maybe. But yes, this is all scientific things that he has mentioned into his book called Sushruta Samhita. He was the first plastic surgeon also. There used to be many soldiers, and they will be coming to him for the surgeries. And he was the best into that. If you say he's the first one, and that too, 800 before Christ. How many years before now? 2000, 2824 years before. He did first surgery and he was best into that. Maybe before that, how many will be there? है ना? And this was Sushruta, and he was staying into kingdom of Kashi, Varanasi, around that. Hmm? And many tools, many surgeries, many plastic surgeries, skin transplant, eyes transplant, motiabind, what is that? Cataract surgeries, that also he has performed. And maybe we can say at that time there's all sophisticated tools were not there, but yes, he has mentioned all those tools also in his this one. Ayurveda. Today, Ayurveda is booming. Our traditional medicinal science, all the medicines which we can find in our nature itself. This Ayurveda is becoming a big industry nowadays in the world. Big industry. Previously, it was almost $3,400 million dollars. Now it is expected to grow, at least in 2022 24, to $10 million, which is expected in this year. Hmm? They will grow in such a vast scale. This industry, the Ayurvedic medicines, they are growing. Even there are so many chronic diseases which could not be treated with the modern medical science. Ayurveda has solutions for all of those. Even it is mentions, as Ayurveda mentions, that if we follow the Ayurvedic lifestyle, we don't even fall sick. Even for simple cough and cold, we are going to doctor and take what you take that antibiotics, and we will not need to do that at all. Even itself, our home itself, we can cure. This is what Ayurveda claims. And yes, we don't need to go to doctors for much. Even today's modern medical science, medical doctors, we are PhD holders and all. So they also develop, they are also shifting themselves for their own personal medication. They are shifting towards Ayurvedas. I know many of them personally. Hmm. Ayurveda gives mathematics also. We have seen the mathematical progress, which was nothing before. the invention of zero. And when the Western countries, what we call it, they got this the concept of zero in the sixth century. After birth of Christ, also they were nothing. Then onwards, that mathematical progress into Western countries happened, and people say because of that we are able to go to moon also with the just invention of a zero. Just only the zero that we have given to to the mathematical world. No, there are so many things that we have. This Vedas and the Vedic culture is giving. Hmm? They're talking about the square root, cube roots, and all these things. These are all the concepts which are coming from the Vedic literature. Interpolations, differentiation, and integration, which had made our life miserable in the school days. And it's so difficult to understand all this. These all these things were given by Brahmagupta in the 7th century. He has written all these things in his books. And you have heard about the Pascal triangle. Pascal triangle जो होता है, that was given by Varaha Mihira. The Pythagoras theorem was given by Bodhayana. And it was not just simply the theoretical science, it was a practical science also. In the Vedas, Yajurveda and all these things, there was a mentions of making a big yajna kundas. And these yajna kundas had to be made of a huge size and has to be made into this perfect square. How they used to make this perfect square? छोटे छोटे square तो हम बना लेंगे paper पे. But on the ground, I had to make a big squares. All those techniques of geometry were given by the Rishi Munis and saints. How to make this different yantras. You have seen the Shri Yantra, Ganesh Yantra, this Yantra, geometrical figures, so complicated. How they would, and not just you are seeing the Shri Yantra, Ganesh Yantra on the paper, but these yantras will be drawn on the landscape. Look after those temple of Sri Rangam in the Trichy. How many of you visited that? Meticulously crafted as rectangular cities, compounds and the compounds and the compounds and the compound. How many of you visited Sri Rangam temple? No? Please visit it sometimes. Beautifully structured. And if you have you heard about the temples in Cambodia? Vishnu temple in Cambodia? Angkor Wat? Yeah, that one. So these all are the evidences of practical geometry that they had. You heard about Fibonacci series? Beautiful. There's an amazing series that we have got. Everything beautiful. They say everything beautiful in the world is there into particular formulas. And the formula is called a Fibonacci series. Fibonacci. There's one person called a Fibonacci. He proposed this and he gave this to the world. They say like that. But this Fibonacci series was given already by the Rishi called Hemachandra. Hemachandra gave this Fibonacci series, that series in 1150, the age of AD. But Fibonacci gave this 1202. That is the date that he gave, 1202. That means how much difference is there? Only 50 years difference. Able to see this? Okay. So Bodhayana gave Pythagoras theorem on 800 BC. Pythagoras gave this Pythagoras theorem 500 BC. Difference is 300 years, 250 years old difference. It mentions that there are some travelers or maybe merchants. They used to come to India. They used to learn this mathematical science and Vedic culture here. They used to travel to Arabian countries. Arab used to understand it, implement into their places. And these Arabs used to go and again do the business into Greek countries, where this Pythagoras, where this Fibonacci, where this Pascal, all these people used to be staying there, and they used to secretly go with them. Arey, what you bought from India? And they used to copy it, and they used to write the books and make the patent out of it. So there's, so you can see this when the Hemachandra published, immediately after 50 years that this Fibonacci series was published. When the Bodhayana gave this, and after that, almost 250 years, the Pythagoras theorem was published. So like that, these things are coming up. The mathematics is is a gift of India to the whole world. Srinivasa Ramanujan is a great evidence for that. Ramanujan used to say, an equation for me has no meaning unless it expresses a thought of the God. So, according to Srinivasa Ramanujan, he used to say, whole mathematics, the purpose of mathematics is to search of God. If there is no search of God, there is no meaning to mathematics. Mathematics is not atheistic science, is a theistic science. So we can say mathematics is so boring subject, but Ramanujan used to say mathematics is a living science. And of course, Ramanujan would have had given so many beautiful things to the mathematical world, and that those things would not have been conceived even with these Western mathematicians. Physics, you know. So most of the physical, the astrological things is all revealed, already mentioned into Vedas. Our solar system, how the solar system is made, Bhugol. People talk about the Bhugol, right? The earth is flat or the round. They're still struggling. Today also there are some people who are thinking the earth is a flat. There are people there. They believe, okay, we are just, हमारे शास्त्र में लिखा है, earth is a flat, we are flat only. But Vedas, they give the exact idea out of it. Earth is a round, Bhugola. And of course, what even our Vedas speak about the things that which we cannot, we even modern science could has not had at all seen it. The concept of atom is been given by Maharshi Kanad. Hmm? He has mentioned into the theorem which was proposed in 2nd century. The book called Darshan Shastras are there into that. The quantum physics is been given by Satyendranath Bose when in the 20th century, just recently. The quantum physics, we are talking about the revolution into physics, quantum physics. You know, that was given by Satyendranath Bose, the pioneer of this one. Gravitational theory, uh, apple falls on the ground. Who has given this? Isaac Newton. When he has given it? Date? Anybody knows? Huh? 18th century, something like that. 1783, yeah, something like that. This gravitation, the concept of gravitation was already mentioned into Vedas by the rishi called the Brahmagupta. Hmm? And the structure of solar system is of course mentioned in the Vedas, our astrology and everything. This talks about very clearly about the movement of the sun, the moon, the different planets and the stars. Not just simply that, the technical science of the Vimana Shastra. Heard about it? Vimana Shastras is mentioned into Shastras. Clearly that not just simply mention of it, even the structural diagrams are also are mentioned into Vedas properly. And they're taking this this literature secretly and making their prototypes. And by their for their surprise, whatever prototypes they're making, they're also working, and they're far better than our whatever flights, Boeing and Airbus that we are using it. They're far better than that. Hmm? So this Vimana Shastra also is there, and these Vimanas are, if you see the Ramayana and Mahabharatas, this and even Shrimad Bhagavatam, these Vimanas are not like that. Our Vimanas that we are traveling through with so much congested space, no leg space, no breathing space, and all these things. These are the Vimanas which are comfortable, palatial, spacious. Mm? And many things are there present in that. And these Vimanas can accommodate many people. Pushpak Vimana, have you heard about? How many seats were there in Pushpak Vimana? Unlimited. How many people can come inside? One place will be always vacant there. It was a concept of Pushpak Vimana. And it is mentioned how this Pushpak Vimana used to run on the fuel of mercury. Now also we don't understand how to use mercury as a fuel. We think that mercury is a poisonous metal. And now there people were using on the fuel of mercury. And what is the speed of Pushpak Vimana? The speed of a mind, they say. You just say it will be going there. And it was controlled by, of course, it was controlled by steering wheel and all these things. Pushpak Vimana is controlled by the mind. You just has to think, okay, left, it will go left. You go to right, right. That's all. You give the destination, it will navigate themselves. So there was a technology that they had. So this was the Pushpak Viman. This is our technology that we are talking about, which is mentioned in the Vedas. We're talking about the asanas, yogas. We call it something we call as a yoga, right? In the world, whole world is getting benefited with this International Yoga Day, or Modi ji celebrates, right? So this yoga is, if you see Bhagavad Gita, sixth chapter mentions about this Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga was given by Patanjali. And actually, what we are practicing, Ashtanga Yoga means these are the eight different levels, eight different limbs of yoga. And finally, it goes to Samadhi. What we are practicing all over the world is only in the name of yoga. We are only practicing pranayam and asana. It starts with the yama, niyama, then asana, then goes to pranayam. We are just yama niyam to bhul jate hain. We just take the pranayam and asana. That's all. And bolte hain, हम yoga करके आए हैं. I'm just taking two out of it, and we are just saying we are yoga. We are done yoga. Yoga concludes with samadhi. समाधि तो भूल जाओ. योगा मतलब हो गया, काम खत्म. आसना हो गया हमारा, बोले योगा हो गया. And of course, even that has benefited people with tremendous amount of health. बड़े बड़े problem, whatever Ramdev was speaking into the TVs and all these things is not a fake thing. Practically, these asanas and pranayams can give you that good health. Whatever his claims are there are the real, actually. Hmm? And that is just the two limbs of this one. Even though you're not doing yama and niyama, this pranayama and asana is giving at least this much effect. If you do it properly, you can give tremendous results to it. Yeah. And then we're talking about astrology and Vastu Shastra. Just by sitting in on the earth, they are able to they are able to predict what kind of a situation will be there, when the sunrise will happen, when the moonrise will happen, when the eclipses will happen. When we are talking about eclipses and doing our activities based on the muhurtam and all these things, these Britishers and Americans were roaming naked into their places. Great Britain was a jungle, literally a jungle, when we were doing this astrological calculation and making our predictions, astrology. And after that, when the grahana is going to happen, how the celestial bodies are moving into proper orbits and all these things. These people were thinking always कि भाई नहीं, earth is stationary and everything rotating around it. And people were killing the scientists. Copernicus was poisoned. You know, these are the beliefs. But Indian the astrology, it was knowing everything on the before itself. Vastu Shastra. Many right till now also people are there who you have seen this. No, wrong Vastu can create havoc in the life. Vastu correction and a life will be peaceful, huh? Isn't it? So it is not simply on a kind of a blind faith. It is a fact. How how this how these structures can impact our consciousness. In the house, which place should be in what thing should be in what place? Where should be the kitchen? Where should be the study room? Where should be the bedroom? Where should our the घर के जो कर्ता होते हैं, the main person, earning person, मुखिया of the whole house, where he should sleep and where should he should stay? Based on that, the main person in the house, if he's not using that place, the Shakti Mula, then whole house will be in a disarray. So it is seen that because this person who's a main person in the house, his energy, his consciousness spread across the whole house when he occupies that place. It is mentioned there in Vedas, and people have experienced it, and they're using it, and they're feeling the change into their life. Astrology. What to talk about our regular daily astrology or Vastu Shastra? There are all the different temples are made with those structures. You have seen the Surya temple in Konarka. You have seen the temples into South India, many temples in South India. I am coming from the Kolhapur, so Kolhapur there's a temple of Mahalakshmi. Hmm? You have seen Mahalakshmi temple. There is a particular day in a year where the sun rays directly fall on the lotus feet of Mahalakshmi. And such a kind of meticulously made, and Mahalakshmi deity is very, very inside. As almost kind of a South Indian temples you would have seen, the deities are too much inside. That temple was like that, very much inside. But still, that particular day, that they celebrate, the whole Kolhapur city celebrate that day is a Kiranotsav karke. And they hanker for that day to come. Hmm? And yeah, this is the Indian architecture, how the temple has to be constructed, where the garbhagruha has to happen, where the other natya gruha has to happen, and bhoga gruha, and these all structures are there properly mentioned there. This is one kind of a beautiful video about our Indian culture, Indian architecture. I'd like you to see this one. You have seen this many temples which are carved out with a single stone. You know? There is one example is there in the Maharashtra where is Kailash temple is there. Hmm? You have seen the temples in Lipakshi, which is just 70 kilometers from this place. Have any visited Lipakshi till now? You know, beautiful place where the architectural marvelous temples and stone temples are there. And if you go there, this pujaris will explain you each and every stone, the meaning behind each and every stone. This pujaris are very wonderful there. You know, this kind of understanding of this architecture, I have not seen anywhere else. This pujaris will explain you where what place is where, what statue is there, and what kind of meaning is there, what place is what's happening, where's the Kalyan Mandapa is there, and this and that, वगैरह वगैरह. And there's one stone pillar there, you have seen, where they marvel about it, which is hanging on the air. There is a small gap there, you can put your uttari or chunari होती है ना, वो पूरा निकाल सकते हो उसके अंदर से, and it goes out. This pillar is hanging. and it's such a massive pillar. You know how many, the stone structure will be very very heavy, and it's hanging, wondering. So there are temples you would have seen in the next to next to Karnataka, Bangalore. There is one place called Melukote. Heard about Melukote Dham? Narsimha Kshetra is there. That is a place which was designed by Ramanujacharya personally himself, and he has designed whole city of Melkote. It was a city before. Now it's only few villagers are staying there, that's all. But he has designed this city with proper different ponds, that particular hill and surrounding the hills and all these things. And it was wonder. The thing of wonder was whole Karnataka, and one time it was having a drought. पूरा कर्नाटका में अकाल पड़ गया था, बारिश नहीं हो रही थी. But these people were bathing in the water nicely. All the festivals they were doing it, and there were no shortage of water, not for the deity worship, even for their agriculture they had enough amount of water, just because Ramacharya had dug out lakes at different private spots. That was the knowledge of this
high standard.
culture was there. And this all the education was given by these universities, Takshashila, Nalanda. How many of you remember another universities? Takshashila, Nalanda, and apart from that, there's so many. There was few more universities were there who are very famous. Avanti was the university. Patliputra also was one of the universities. Takshashila and Nalanda University, where people used to come from the remote, all over the world used to come there and stay. It was this universities used to host many students and teachers who are expert into a different field of sciences. The field of army, wars, and different technical things. Even philosophy, they were expert into that. And this knowledge it was a university, right? It was free. This was given to the many people of the places. Students used to come and stay, boarding schools and all these things kind of. This is a university, even if these were destroyed almost into a 2nd and 3rd century, like that. You have seen this place? How many can remember this place? This is a place. Who said Hampi? Yeah, this is a Hampi. Huh? Gold traded here. This is the structure you can see, which is going down. It looks like, walkway or skywalks. I asked them, is this a skywalk for the people to walk? And because there's traffic going around or water going around, and the people, they say that these are not a skywalk and anything. These are the marketplaces, and in these small places, there used to be shops. People used to come and set up their shops, and in the shops, what they used to sell? Grains, grocery, vegetables. No, the pearls and the rubies and the gemstones will be sold there. And how they will be sold? In heaps. Like they go to Chickpet market and all these things, they will have the grains made of heaps, and then they will selling it. Like that, the jewels and the pearls and the rubies will be sold. Wholesale market of the jewels and the pearls. Anywhere is there, at least today in the world? Don't see at all. But that is a place where this market is openly sold, and nobody was fearful. Nobody was fearful. You put your gold and jewelry and this one pearls and the rubies on the market like this, कोई उठा के तो नहीं ले जाएगा, है ना? This was the kind of things there, and the law and order was the perfect, and the business was the perfect there. And it's not just simply a danta katha. ये कोई hoax नहीं है. There are the carvings. There is one temple next to it. In that temple, of course, the main deity is already stolen. Nobody knows where the main deity is there. But that the place where the deity used to stand, that slab, that position, that some carvings are there. In that carving, these people, there's a depiction of that people who are selling this is there. The person who are selling this, Indian person, is having heaps of those jewels and pearls and all these in front of it, and in front of him there is one person who is purchasing it. The trade is going, that is shown, and that depiction is there. And the person who is purchasing it, his dress is not Indian dress. His dress is Arabian dress. You see that you can simply recognize this kind of that Arabian, this will be there, like that. Those people are, that kind of depiction is there, and it's such an ancient structure. How this, they know that these people were, that means these people used to come here, purchase these jewels and rubies from here, and go and trade, used to go and trade there. People used to say India was, was that at that time, Arabian times or maybe that time, India was the biggest country with the most opulent country in the world. What they used to call India as a Sone ki chidiya. And India was the biggest country in terms of the GDP also. Actually, I got a figure that they say 32.9 GDP was that India. Now, what is the GDP of India now? Huh? 4? That's all right. 32 GDP, imagine. And we are growing like that. This is the story of India in ancient time. And we are producing the maximum amount of wealth in whole world. Not just producing maximum amount of wealth, we were actually controlling the whole world. The rulers of India used to control all worlds. The rulers also there. We were the leader in education. We have seen this universities like Takshashila, Nalanda, all these places where we are leading there. Education was the best that we had. And so many nice inventions that we have given to the whole world. We had a best of the best lifestyle in the world. Lifestyle means, not just simply our healthy lifestyle. We have a social, emotional care was given in this lifestyle, the lifestyle that we are living it. Ancient time, they used to have the culture of joint families and all these things. How many of you are from a joint family? Such a kind of beautiful thing is there. But what we read in our school days, Chota Parivar, Sukhi Parivar, Bada Parivar, Dukhi Parivar. Did you feel dukhi into that joint family? No. Even you fight, it is an entertainment. Isn't it? Saas nanan fight कर रही है, बहू nanan fight कर रही है. It's all nice. And people used to that. अभी वो नहीं है. So much trouble is there. Now you have nucleus family, the people who have left their homes and staying in Bangalore, husband, wife together only, their small child is there, both of them are working. What the trouble is there? Do you think that nuclear family is a happy family? Husband, wife both are having sleepless nights. Where is Rushi? Batao? He knows. He's one of the mentor here, but yeah, he can understand. So, so happy family, big family, because in the joint family, that emotional care was easily given. Now at least, your husband is going for the job, wife is going for the job, who's taking care of the kids? There are no grandparents to tell the stories to the kid. There are no grandparents who are going to care for the kids. At least my family, my father, mother and brothers, they are staying in a joint family. Both brothers are going for the job, both the daughter-in-laws are going for the job. Kids are taken care by parents and they're giving nice culture to them. So this kind of a support system would not have been there if both boys would have gone to some other place to job and all these things. Who would have taken care of the kids? Who would have given the culture to the kids? Many times you would have heard कि प्रभु जी बहुत सारे लड़के आके बताते हैं, प्रभु जी मैंने ऐसा स्टोरी सुना था, some stories, some kind of Vedic stories and all this. Where कहाँ से सुना था? प्रभु जी, my grandmother used to tell this, and now that option is not there at all. Where your kids will going to hear this stories of Mahabharata and Ramayana? At least we have a Vedic school here. You can bring your kids and there you can learn. So the lifestyle and the when we have even joint family and all these places, there is no question of stress at all. Have you heard? If you talk to your grandmother and your mothers and all, ask them about the stress and depression and all these things. They never knew these words at all. They never experienced this depression. नैराश्य में आ गए हैं. No, this is a modern culture, modern nucleic family diseases that we have accepted. The relationship management is a big problem. Relationship management, people not able to maintain the relationship. They will keep on jumping. Boyfriend after boyfriend, girlfriend after girlfriend, so many things are changing. They are not able to maintain relationship. Many big problem because they don't know how to deal with the people. We know how to deal with the machines very easily. What we say, they act. But we expect that the same thing will be done by the people also. We don't know how to manage people, how to handle people, how to care for the people. And those valuable lessons could have been learned when we were in a joint family and the family and the structure at the village places. And when we are going through this culture, when grandmothers are there, that what they do, the whole day they were working hard. In the evening they will be sitting and discussing katha stories of Ramayana and Mahabharata. So many nice lessons we can learn from this. Everything is lost. Our spiritual practices were learned from the parents and the grandparents. Hmm? And most of the things, the crime rate was low. No crime rate at all in India. When Britishers came to India, we are going to talk about them in the next few minutes. But they were saying that Macaulay karke one person was there. So he said he roamed all over the India, but he never saw a beggar in India. Whole breadth and length he travelled, but no beggars. And thievery and the robbery, minimal. And it was said that a lady full cladded with the gold, she could travel in the night also from one end of the country to another end of the country, but she will not have any fear. That kind of a law and order was there. They, of course, there that time there used to be of wars between the kings and all these things, but the civilians were never harmed. Now wars are happening and civilians are the first casualty. Soldiers are hiding behind the civilians, and the civilians are dying, and the soldiers are happily fighting wars there. So crime rate was low. No problems of depression and all these things. SQ and EQ things were very high. Then question is where this whole culture, where these all things are lost, where this technology has gone, where this all the values and all these beautiful things are gone. Who are the contributors for that? So we'll go understand the step-by-step reasoning for that. I remember 2 weeks back, one devotee was asking this same question. What is the reason for the destruction of our Indian culture? So now this is the thing. So one of the most important contributor of destruction of Indian culture was the external invaders. That is almost kind of 3,000 years back. These people used to come and loot India and go back. Initially they used to just simply come and loot and go back. But after slowly, they started thinking, just simply looting, we used to kill also. Then they used to kill. They have seen what Mughals has looted in India. Mughals used to come for the trade and all these things, but now they came for the looting. This is a Nagarkoti temple, which was destroyed by Muhammad Ghazni. This is one example of Muhammad Ghazni's loots, which is mentioned into their literature, Arab literatures. What they say, what Muhammad Ghazni came into the Nagarkoti and looted this temple and this place, what he taken back? 7 lakh golden dinars he has taken. 700 months of gold and silver plates. Anybody knows what is how many kgs is the one month? 40 kg का एक मन होता है, तो ठीक है. 700 months means how many kgs? 28,000 kgs of what? Gold. 1 kg सोना है किसके पास? I will not ask you to raise their hands, this is your secret, but imagine 1 kg gold means how much wealth it is there. Now 28,000 kgs of silver and gold is taken. 200 months of pure gold. That was the ornaments or and the pots were plates and all. It's a pure gold of 200 months, 2,000 months of silver he is carried, and 20 months of various jewels, so sapphires and all these things were there, pearls, diamonds and all these rubies. 20 मन तोल के लेके गए, ऐसे काउंट करके नहीं गए, तोल के जस्ट बोरी में भरला भागे. And this is we are just talking about the Nagarkoti. Same way Mathura was looted. In 1018 Mathura was looted. Somnath temple was looted many times and destroyed also. This was the contribution of Mughals. Mathura, you see, what it's taken from Mathura. Mathura is a city of temples. Vrindavan is a city of temples. What was taken from there? 5 golden idols, pure golden idols were taken off, and whose eyes were the 2 rubies valued 50,000 dinars that time. Another idol was found with a sapphire ring weighted 400 miskil, some measurement is there. When this melted down, the weight is 456 kg of pure gold. From Mathura it was looted. The Somnath temple, Ghazni took away 2 crores dirhams of gold and silver gems from the temple. 2 crore ka. That amazing. And this was a loot that Mughals has done. And this kind of the great Alauddin Khilji, जिसके नाम पे movies निकलती है आजकल हीरो बना के, है ना? He looted the temple in Devgir. What he has taken? 2400 kgs of gold, 4000 kgs of silver, 28 kgs of pearls he has taken, 8 kgs of precious stones including rubies, sapphire, diamonds and emeralds, all these things he has taken, and 4000 pieces of silks and other valuable things he has taken. This is Alauddin Khilji's contribution to our destruction. So there are so many things. This is another video or what? No. So there is a book called some Koil Olbu something in South India, Srirangam. This incident is mentioned. How temple of Srirangam is destroyed. Beautiful temple of Srirangam in 1323 AD. This Srirangam temple was destroyed by Tughlaq Ulugh Khan, and he came to destroy, and people knew Srirangam temple people, they understood that yes, somebody is coming, we have to be prepared. They hid, they took the deities out and they hid somewhere else. And this Ulugh Khan could not find the treasure of his desire, and what he did, that Srirangam temple is full of people, village after village, compounds and the compound, people stay into that who are serving the temple. This whole temple was emptied, everybody was killed, beheaded, and there was a big heap of heads were placed there. How many people were killed? 12,000 people were killed in one night. Just one night, 12,000 people, one shot were killed. This is, I'm talking about Srirangam, which is most in the south, and it was most secure and safe place. There is no count how many times Ayodhya was destroyed, how many people were killed in it. There is no count. Ayodhya, Mathura, Kashi, Somnath, they were destroyed many times, and many people were killed into this invasions. Britishers, the Mughals, they came, destroyed our structures, destroyed our books, destroyed our that kind of universities. Which university was that? Nalanda was destroyed by Muhammad Khilji. बख्तियारपुर है ना, उसके बाजू में कौन सा था? बख्तियार खिलजी है, उसी ने डिस्ट्रॉय किया, उसको ग्लोरीफाई कर रहे हैं हम लोग आज बख्तियारपुर नाम डाल के, है ना? These people, they just destroyed the structures, they killed people, but it went on for the 600 years. But more damage was done by the Britishers just into 150 and 200 years. More the damage that these people could do. Now we'll have the account of Britishers, how they destroyed India. Mughals were coming and going and coming and going, and India was rebuilding its own, on its own. India, even though Britishers, even though these Mughals used to come and attack and go, India was self-generating his treasures, self-generating his own culture. No culture was lost. Even people were strong faith into culture and all these things. And they were rebuilding themselves. Even they are destroyed. Like a phoenix, that kind of the bird. Even they are put in ashes, they are just rising up again. Somnath temple was rebuilt again and again and again and again. And Britishers came. They are thinking, Arey bhai, these people are rebuilding themselves again. They are so strong people. We have to conquer them, and that means we have to destroy them from the roots. How to do that? Britishers were more intelligent. These people, Mughals, they did a physical attack, but Britishers, they did intellectual attacks. What they did? They employed Indologists. Indologists are the people who are the expert into Indian science and Indian literatures. And they employed all these people to study all our Vedic literature. Alexander Tuff, William Jones and H.H. Williams. Max Muller is a very terrific person actually. What they did, Alexander Tuff established a Scottish college. That college is still there in Calcutta. Many people studied, even Prabhupada studied there. And Prabhupada studied there, and again he did a hit back on that himself. Then he used this proper ontologist and the understanding of Vedic culture against Hinduism. William Jones mastered 16 language, and he used to say, "My mission is to undermine people's faith in authorities of the Vedas." Hmm? H. Wilson used to say, he's an inspired British governor. He used to award several thousand pounds of the best for the refutation against Hindu religion. Anybody used to study with Indian Vedic literature and used to give them bad meaning out of it, they will reward him. Hmm? Even Vedic literature talks about something very nice, but they will use they say they used to say okay, we are going to translate this literature into English and the French and the German and all these things. But while translating itself, they will use such a word that actual the meaning of it will get distorted. For example, Indian literature talks about the deity worship. They talks about the Vigraha Seva. Actual word is Vigraha Seva. भगवान की मूर्ति को मूर्ति नहीं बोलते हम लोग. There is a two different meanings. When we call मूर्ति, the meaning is different. When we call it Vigraha, meaning is different. But when they translated it, instead of calling it a deity, they called as a statue or the idol. They are idol worshippers. We are not idol worshippers. We are the deity worshippers. So with that, when you use the word different, that meaning will change. Same thing that you know, that thou shall not murder, thou shall not kill, meaning is changed. Actually, commandment, where it is, the Bible talks about thou shall not kill. Kill means anybody, even animals comes under that purview. But when you say murder, only humans. So when they translate it, thou shall not kill, they translate it as thou shall not murder, and you get so much freedom to run a slaughterhouses, anything. The same way, they misinterpreted our Indian Vedic literature into different things, and they distorted the meanings out of it. And by doing this, they used to say, अरे आपका लाइफ में, आपके जो संस्कृति में कितना गलत चीज़ें फैला हुआ है, आइडल्ट्री करते हो आप, ऐसा कभी होता है क्या? And they used to shake our own faith in our own culture. Max Muller was the most crooked person. He studied and became scholar in Sanskrit and gave wrong interpretation of Vedic literature, and he mentioned this in the British Parliament also. This is one thing. You talk about a Sanskrit, how Sanskrit takes a nice Sanskrit study of Sanskrit and study of Sanskrit pronunciation, how impacts our consciousness and our brain. This is a nice documentary or maybe study is there. You can hear that.
Sanskrit scholars.
Want to hear?
They memorize vast texts as Vedas and Upanishads as they are and pass it on to the next generation. Now later
हम लोग मानेंगे नहीं, will not accept it until unless some Britishers will tell कि हाँ this is good, है ना? So these people they studied our Vedic literature. But of course, now you have seen that ki how Vedic literature or maybe Sanskrit shlokas we recite and memorize, how it impacts our mental health. I know a mother used to say, "अरे recite करो करो बुद्धि बढ़ती है." हम तो कह रहे हैं ऐसे क्या होने वाला है? But now we are understanding it, some scientific research. But practically, what people were experiencing, we are not believing it. And when our parents are telling, we are not believing it. Hmm? Even today, we have some recitation programs happening. Every morning, if you come and join us, we have recitation program every day for 50 minutes to recitation for the shlokas of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, which is happening after the japa session. You can join every day morning if you want with that. There also they will teach also how to properly pronounce the shlokas and all. So these people, Max Mueller and all this, they misinterpreted and they gave understanding. And these people, they started their own their own colleges and schools where they used to give a proper clerical education to us, and they started teaching our own things to us again into their own languages. And they started telling, "Arey, your culture is very bad. Our culture is very nice." This was the doctrine of prosperity. They sold us what they do. Means imagine what they're telling. Ki, Arey, what you're talking about, your God. I am the victor. I have won this war. That is my God should be the powerful. Accept my God. Because you are a victor, you are into poverty, you don't have anything to eat and food भी नहीं है आपके पास, गरीबी में है आपका, your God is not accepting your prayers, your God is not powerful enough to save you. You accept my God, he will save you. In this way, they say कि our culture is very nice, Western culture. You accept it because we are victor, we are winners. So you accept it, and it was in this way. This Western culture was imposed on our so-called intelligent people in this world, and those people will be rewarded. Okay, this person, see, he's so nice and he's becoming so great, just by Britishers used to promote them. So some name I can say, literally take it, Raja Ram Mohan Roy and all these people, they were promoted literally in our history book also. Their name and photo was there nicely glorified. Raja Ram Mohan Roy established some Brahmo Samaj and something like that. These were actually to brainwash Indian people. Brahmo Samaj, है ना? This was to just brainwash and undermine our own culture. कि आपको हमें बताना है कि you are from the primitive understandings and the Western understanding is a very very advanced, but actually it was not the case. So this is a real brainwashing that Britishers did for us.
Extraordinary memory power of the Sanskrit scholar.
I've seen this. This is the letter. This is the address of Lord Macaulay. This is another name. No, who he was the master. He was the father of Indian education system, which is used till date in India. Your children are learning with the science, which was science the teaching science was given by him. And Prabhupada used to say, what is, now we'll see first what he's talking about. Anybody wants to read it? Okay, I'll read it for you. Or somebody can see it properly. What Max Muller used to say. He has read already. Somebody from here? Yeah. Give to Mataji, some loud voice I want. Yeah.
I have traveled across the length and breadth of India, and I have not seen one person who is a beggar, who is a thief. Such wealth I have seen in this country, such high moral values, people of such caliber, and I do not think we would ever conquer this country unless we break the very backbone of this nation, which is her spiritual and cultural heritage. And therefore, I propose that we replace her old and ancient education system, her culture, for if the Indians think that all that is foreign and English is good and greater than their own, they will lose their self esteem their native culture, and they will become what we want them, a truly dominated nation.
The goal was to make India a dominated nation. And that was not possible until unless they break our education system, they break our faith in our own culture, they break faith in our own gods. Hmm? He used to say, so we should educate the people who can be educated by the means of their mother tongue. We must teach them a foreign language. We should teach them a foreign language, English, by which we can teach them the European science. So they taught English language to us. And now we are using the same language for the preaching our Indian culture. That's why I'm speaking English here today. Macaulay changed our education system. We had nice standard Gurukul system there, which was scientific, which was making people into a nice gentleman. But Macaulay changed it. He said Indian languages contains neither literacy nor scientific information. It was statement by Macaulay. You know, if we refute this, the biggest epic in the Western culture is what? Odyssey. And some book called Odyssey is that they say it's the biggest poem in the Iliad and Odyssey. There are two literatures. The biggest poem, long, long, Homer ने लिखा था वो. What is the biggest poem in Indian culture? Mahabharat and Ramayana. They are poems, shlokas. The biggest poem. And what is the extent of this biggest poem? Mahabharata, 1 lakh verses. You are telling. And Ramayana also has many verses. And it is much, much bigger, much complex than Iliads and Homer. The character count itself is a doubles and triple than the Iliad and Homer together. Mahabharata has so many characters, so many complex. Now we have seen that some different kind of Harry Potter series and all these things. So many characters are there. They're much bigger than characters are there into Mahabharata, and so complex. And that was beautifully presented, and such a way that it presented it could represent our culture also there. Knowledge, full of knowledge. Hmm? And he's telling Indian culture, Indian literature contains neither literacy, not scientific information, nothing. What is this? Indians are poor and rude. They should be enriched by our help. This is the idea. Single shelf of European library is more than all Indian literature put together. They burned our Nalanda and Takshashila. They're burning for 6 months. Their libraries are nothing in front of it. Hmm? Mahabharata has, for your knowledge, 2 lakhs verses. Hmm? And Iliad and Odyssey has only 60,000 lines. That's all. Hmm. All the works of the Sanskrit in the Vedas is just a fiction and imagination. That was his statement. And all historical Vedic texts put together has less knowledge than a primary school of England. That's how they undermined ourselves. And they, what do you say? Our Indian literature, Puranas and Mahabharata as a mythology. Mythology, what do you mean by mythology? Something which is fictitious, something which is myth, something which has not happened at all. कुछ हुआ ही नहीं है ऐसा. महाभारता हुआ ही नहीं है. रामायण हुआ ही नहीं है. How this Ayodhya has come up? The city called Ayodhya is still there. City called Hastinapur is still there. City called Indraprastha is still there. What do you talk about? There is a city called Pataliputra is still there. The city called Kannauj, which was Kanyakubja, is an ancient city. It is not just a few hundred years old city. An ancient city. Kanyakubja. Mentions are there in Srimad Bhagavatam also. What do you talk about the cities and all this? You can say some cities they would have named and all these things. We talk about Rama Setu. Such an ancient structure, it is still there. And you call this as a mythology? Hmm? And this is, Macaulay used to say, we must educate Indians in English so that we create a class of people who are Indian in the blood and the color, but English in the test, opinion, and moral and intellect. For this class, we will upgrade the dialects to the Western nomenclature. They are looking like Indian, but we are talking like Westerners. Hmm? So this is this kind of people he wanted to create through this education system. And till now, Whatever children or whoever children are getting educated from this British Machiavellian education system today, they are also becoming as a British only. And whenever see the text, how many of your engineers here? Because I'm engineer, I'm asking. Engineers, hmm? Which book you will use for learning C language? Let us see, huh? Huh? Okay. Ken Energy, huh? Which language you use to learn English language? English language, English. Isn't that Renan Martin? Somebody has used Renan Martin? Huh? Which book you will use for the mostly trusted referral book for the mechanical engineering? Any Western culture, Western picture, you will prefer Arcadia or Western literature or author? For the Java, for Python, which author you will take? If Western author is there, you will trust it more or not? You know, you will feel like that, right? Renan Martin, you will feel trust. You know, even what is that? Dennis Ritchie, something like that. The CEO organ. Who is written in the no, something is there. So whenever somebody writes some books, Western author is there, we find it more confidence in him. This is the result of the brainwashing since childhood we are going through till our 12th standard. And when we go to the graduation, we just grab the American authors or British authors books for our graduation studies also. Really, music also replaced. Seriously, they want to hear Korean dramas, huh? Krishna. Huh? So this is how we are westernized, and our children are also more and more westernized because of this. Hmm? Because they are born, they are brainwashed into this. We are just only Indian in the complexion, but our attire. How many of you are coming in dhoti kurta today? Apart from our volunteers, like that only. See, we have been so shy to wear dhoti kurta, our Indian dress. We are brainwashed and formatted right from the childhood. We are using jeans. You know who used to use jeans? Miners, laborers, hard workers. Now all the CEOs are using jeans. And they show that yeah, I'm a hard worker, but exploiting each other's blood. That's all. And they just want to show. So this is kind of tendency that we have. We are being formatted for that. Hmm? Whatever brands are Americans, we trust it nicely. Even Ambani's, they had to build a Indian brand. They gave the name Peter England. No, this is Indian brand, but Peter England. But name is Peter England. Until unless they give British name, it will not sold in India. Really, it is reality or not? So if we have to purchase something, it has to be British only. It is British तो चले गए लेकिन mentality छोड़ गए. British are gone, but their education, their system is still there. Hmm? And it is not just simply these people, the education system. Now, first attack was the Mughals, second attack was the Britishers. The third wave of attack on Indian culture is media. After independence, Britishers went off. Dependence, we got dependence on ourselves, but still we didn't reform ourselves. Our education system, our media, they are still brainwashing us till today. And the harm which was not happened for the last 200 years, which were British ruling, more harm is being done just last 50 to 70 years of independence. We are destroyed from the root. This is what we are doing it. So even our Indian media, they are talking about, most of our understanding comes from the media, right? We many people comes to us and talk, Prabhuji, I've heard such and such things. Okay, where you heard all these things? Prabhuji, वो टीवी सीरियल निकला था राधा कृष्ण का. अरे, you have to know about Radha Krishna. What we should do? We should read Bhagavatam. We should read Brahma Purana. We should read Mahabharata, where Krishna stories are there. But what to talk about Radha Krishna serial? Huh? At least, what basics they are showing us. Many things that they are showing in that serial is wrong. Because they want to increase the TRP. So their main purpose is to increase the TRP. They are not loyal to the philosophy. They are not loyal to the stories and the life of Krishna. Many things they are showing wrong. They want to show Krishna as a macho man and a hero. Was Krishna like that? Was Krishna like a masculine person? What is the description of Krishna into Vedic literature or maybe Bhagavatam? It's a tender-bodied boy, kid. You know, I'll count out. I've not seen this serial, but I've heard from many people what wrongs they are talking about it here about Krishna in these serials. First of all, they show Krishna as a how many years old this boy is? 24, 23. Huh? But was Krishna doing when Krishna was in Vrindavan and when Krishna left Vrindavan and came to Mathura? How old he was? 9 years old, 10 years old, 10 years old, 14 years old, 16, not even 16, or 14 years old boy. That's all. And anybody 14 years old here? You're 14 years. Stand up. Krishna was like this kind of a boy, and you can say that where's the comparison? And they're showing that Krishna is a macho man. Please sit down. Krishna is a macho man, muscles, and all these things. This is first of all wrong interpretation of Krishna's presentation. And Radharani, Krishna and Radharani, what is the connection there? There is not at all romantic thing kind of thing there. Look, what you're talking, showing there romantic, there's nothing. And many times they show, this serial shows that the demons are coming and they are kidnapping Radharani to rescue Radharani. Krishna is coming like a hero and rescuing Krishna. If you have read Srimad Bhagavatam and you would have read Puran where Krishna's stories are there, there's no depiction of Radharani like that. She was not kidnapped by these demons and all these things. And Krishna was not doing Leela just for the Radharani. He was just killing the demon because they were troubling Vrindavavasis. And just to bring some masala into that, there's Radharani is in a trouble and Krishna is coming to Radhe. All wrong things they were showing. And they're talking about Ras Leela and all these things. This is, imagine, they're showing this is just to arouse our sexual impetus in our brains. For that purpose only they're showing this macho man and this macho girl, the beautiful girl like this. We'll not feel devotion by seeing this. Only our romantic ideas and fantasies will be tingled with just seeing this. This is not a bhaktimay literature actually, and bhaktimay depiction of it. When you see the Rasa Leela, how old Krishna was in Rasa Leela? 12 years old boy. How much sexual understanding will be that 12 years old boy understanding it? Nothing. When the Vastraharan Leela happened, how old Krishna was? 9 years old boy. He was lusty behind the woman, that he wanted to see the naked woman. That's why he was just no. It was not that. That is not the understanding of Vastraharan Leela. That is not understanding of this Rasa Leela also. So they want to show some masala into that. That's why they are demeaning our ideologies, demeaning our gods here, and that's why they are this. And so many wrong things that they show that Srimati Radharani is coming and teaching Rukmini ji how to make a kheer. Seen that thing? Actually, there is no evidence that Rukmini and Radharani had any interaction. Never. No interaction. And somewhere Rukmini had gone to Hastinapur, their interaction with the Hastinapur queens, that was there. But Vrindavan, never. And neither Vrindavan Vasis left Vrindavan and came to Mathura and all this, came to Dwarka. They were just simply waiting for Krishna there only. That's all. So this is so many wrong things that teaching us and showing us, and people comes, Prabhu, Radha Krishna mein aisa dikhaya tha. They are not a reference for our Indian culture. They are not reference for the Krishna's pastimes. They show Radha Krishna, but it's all complete concoction. And maybe these people are just demeaning our things. They show what they talk about Durga Mata. Now Navratri is coming. This was the post by the very reputed news channel into their news place. It's very difficult to read for me also to read. Can someone do this task for me? Very derogatory. Let me see. Durga is the most controversial racial festival, Durga Puja. They are talking about it. Hmm? And where the fair skinned, beautiful goddess Durga is depicted brutally killing the dark skinned native called Mahishasura. They want to put it like the fight between the fair, the white and blacks. Okay? And that was not a case at all. In India, white and blacks were happily staying together. Krishna and Radha. Imagine. This nothing black and white hatred was in India, but they want to implant that hatred in India. You know? So that's why the dark skinned native is, and dark what word? Dark skinned native person, and white skinned outsider is coming and killing. And the brave and self respecting leader Mahishasur. And he was tricked into marriage by the Aryans. They hired a sex worker called Durga. How many of you can believe this? Will not blood will boil with by doing hearing this? You know? And who enticed Mahishasura to run into the marriage, and he killed him after the 9 nights of honeymooning and during his sleep. Such a kind of low class remarks they have. Why our blood doesn't boil just after hearing this? And still we are putting money in this channel is still running. Huh? So this screenshot is of 2016. They did it, and still that this is running and all this. Hmm? So this is our Durga and the goddess Durga and all these all gods, they are just putting into the wrong direction. Our festivals, they are putting into the wrong thing. And whenever our Indian festivals are coming, these are called those socialist people who wants to destroy our culture. They start putting that ki, "Arey, Indian festivals are the the environmental non-friendly, the Holi, the Diwali, most environmentally non-holy festivals. They're telling the wastage of water, wastage of color, and this and that they're talking about. But what they're doing about actual causes of the destruction of the environment, they're not doing it. Actually, if you see our Indian culture, Indian festivals are much in harmony with the nature. When there is a harvest, that time this Deepavali festival is coming. When there is a new sowing is going to happen, that time the Holi festival is coming. So all these festivals are for the cultural sync with the nature cycles, and they want to demean that, and they want to promote all those festivals which are concoction. Whenever there is a Christmas festival comes, that time so many Christmas trees are getting cut just for the decoration of one night. They don't say anything for that, you know. So, and they just want to promote the festival which doesn't have any basic atheistic ideas. Also, okay, Christmas also we can accept it because birth of Jesus Christ. Okay, we can accept it. But what about the New Year festival? What kind of idea is there? The lots of firecrackers are going there on that. What do you talk about Santa Claus? Santa Claus was never part of Christmas culture. Santa Claus was recently bought just for the promoting Coca-Cola in the US. And from there it went on all the places. This was a social media campaign to connect Santa Claus with the Christmas festival. That's all. Before that, there is no evidence that something called a Santa Claus was existing. Nothing. See, this is all just the media campaigns they do to sell their products. And then we have another demon in our social media, especially the movies. First, we saw the news and the social medias and the TV serials. These are movies which are impacting our Indian conscience very deeply. This is a very provocative clip. You can see very famous movie. Such a kind of a derogatory remarks they are giving and just serving us in a very funny and nice way. The person who's understanding the game behind it, he will not have a fun in this, hearing this conversation. Otherwise, will he find it so much funny? Oh, so nice, is making so much. But it is so derogatory thing. And understanding about our culture is made of fun. By taking the Lord Shiva statue, is putting upside down and putting a battery kidhar gaya. This is the way we treat our deities. This is the way we treat our statues, our murtis there. Hmm. Our Lord Shiva statues are like that like that we are doing it. And they're what fun they are making it. They are making a very low class fun of our emotions, our science, and giving the wrong understanding about it. We can easily satisfy all these questions, whatever questions he's asking, how our ideas are going to the god, and what is the need of deity worship and all these things. They're very logical and satisfactory answers to these questions, and it has been presented in a proper way. And they just want to just ask the question and don't answer it properly, and that's they want to give actually these questions I also had. I'm also the product of this all education system. I was born into a very cultural family, but by the time I graduated, I became an atheist. I was not believing. And in Maharashtra, there's Andhashraddha Nirmulan, Sham Manav, and all. I was a big fan of it. But when I came into the contact of ISKCON devotees, I asked all these kind of questions, which were nonsensical questions to these devotees of ISKCON, and I got very satisfactory, rational, and logical answers to all my questions. And then I understood ki, bhai, how fool I was to believing all these things, nonsense things. And all answers were logical. There was no sentiment, and there is no blind faith into that. And scientific. But they had to be presented in a right way. And the motive of this picture, movies itself, is to misinterpret and misrepresent our Indian culture. And highest grossing film ever. You know? And another thing is here, one more movie was there here. You know, yeah. One person is standing into this one. No, depiction is also is wrong. The person who is standing into that one, like a pandit, his dress itself is a contradictory. He's wearing Rudraksha mala, and the tilak he's having is a Shri Vaishnava tilak. What is the combination here? Where you have seen Shri Vaishnava person? Anybody from Shri Vaishnava background? No, no. Shri Vaishnavas are the Vaishnavas actually. They're not Shiva worshipper. Rudraksha manis will be worn by Shiva worshipper. Okay? So this is a whole contradiction. They want to show everything in one place. And a Shiva worshipper or the Vaishnava worshipper and wearing some different colors of dress and all these things. So this is a first of all misrepresentation of. See, this is what they are misunderstanding and giving this wrong understanding of our culture. So see, these all questions can be answered very logically and all these things. But what they are doing it, they are using their own skills. They are very fantastic cinematographer. They are some very nice narrator, but they are using their whole skill to demean our culture. The cinematography, the storytelling, and the all the technical skills they are putting it. We are only making them big hits. Yeah. Hmm? Regarding this concept, why we are putting shivlinga water and see this is a very logical answer to that. But see, this is we will take it that also into our future sessions. We are talking about it. But understand how much. I'm just giving logical understanding. How much money you are putting for putting milk in the shivlinga? 15 rupees, 20 rupees, 50 rupees max to max. And they're telling that this is a kind of a business model has come up. 15 rupees one person is spending among his how much income, maybe few lakhs you will be earning. And you are just using 15 rupees or 20 rupees for putting milk into, is it big loss for you? But if you let it be, but how much is going from your pocket? If we combine everything, people have put their money to watch this movie is bigger than that. How much money you are going to put to see that movie? 300 rupees, 400 rupees. If you go to IMAX, some 600, 700 rupees. Isn't it? Isn't it big loss? and they are grossing, huh? No. But they will not allow. This is a revenue loss, no, for them. They should give it for free YouTube, na? Why are they releasing movie like this then? After 600 crores, what is 300 crores movie? They are making it, and so instead of making such a movies, why don't they use it for the for the welfare of the poor? 300 crores they would have used for the some social welfare schemes for the poor. So many poor would have been benefited more than these temples that are their allegation doing it. But they're not doing it. But they don't see that these temples where people are going to worship, they run a Anna Chhatra, they run hospitals, they run schools, they run colleges. Tirupati temple, how many colleges are there? There's a big university Tirupati temple is running. Technical university, they are running it. Medical school, medical hospitals, they are running it. है ना? So those so many charitable hospitals are run by the medical this spiritual organizations. They don't see that, and they just want to say this milk is getting wasted. Yeah, somewhere it will be like a wastage will be happening. But you see, on Janmashtami time, we pour so much milk and all these things on the deities. Where it went, it was distributed all the use. All of you, you got Charnamrita. How many of you tasted Charnamrita that day? Wasn't it tasty and delicious? Was it wasted? No. Everything was finished. Not a single drop was wasted there. Everything was collected properly. Charnamritam is not to be wasted into the dustbin and memory. Every drop of it is very auspicious. Nectarine. Hmm? Somebody will be doing it, but this is not a. Maybe he would have gone to the temple which will not be following the Vedic culture properly. Yeah, they may be, but it's not as per as Vedic things. Vedic things says Charnamritam has to be consumed, every single drop, not be wasted. Hmm? And whatever Charnamritam we are, milk they are putting on the Shivlinga, it can be distributed to the public again. Isn't it? It is being distributed many places, isn't it? Poor people also, it can be. So it's not wastage. The food that we offer the deities there, Jagannath Puri, so much food is provided and nobody goes hungry from that place. Everybody is fed. So these are not a wastage. Just simply by showing that they are killing our faith in a Vedic scripture. Hmm? So this, they just want to take us away from the God. Best is when we want to get the knowledge proper. No, I feel myself very, very grateful and very, very fortunate that I came into contact with this teachings of Srila Prabhupada, teachings of ISKCON, and this saved me from that atheistic ideas. And when I was studying all these things and I was preparing these things, this PPT I was going through, I was being so much pain that how much harm we are getting it. But there is Asha ki Kiran. There is always this hope. Even though this much attacks are happening in our Indian culture and all these things, still today, for Janmashtami, there are 9 to 10,000 devotees assembling just in one VK hall. And just this kind of thing, many, many festivals are happening. Thousands of people, they want to come and connect towards Krishna. And among them, they are very, very fortunate who still coming for the Gita course. And you are sitting here. All good fortunate soul. That means, that shows that yes. Why not we'll take a big upload for all you people here? Huh? So it shows that there is always hope that our culture can be revived back. We are not lost completely. There is still some hope is there. So all of you, when you are studying this Bhagavad Gita, studying this culture, that is studying the scriptures, with this help, we can fight back all these attacks which happened, which are going to happen again in the future. Okay? So let's stop here. If you have any questions, please ask before we go towards our game today. Yeah, we are going to play we are going to have a activity now. Okay? So there's a time. Yes, Prabhu. Your name, Prabhu? Rohit. Yeah. हाँ. See, Murti and a Vigraha, they are two different things. Vigrahas are the Murti वो होती है जो Murtis are those which are just made and kept into the signals and squares. We have many murtis of politicians. Crows are coming and sitting on that. There are murtis. No worshiping is happening. But the vigrahas are the vigrahas. They are also murtis, but they are made with the proper understanding of shastras. How how we can see God? We are not seeing God with our eyes, but we are seeing the God through the scriptures. And as per their description, we are making it, and we are doing pranapatishtha out of it, and inviting Lord, please come and accept our service through it. And when we are worshipping it, worshipping that vigraha with proper emotions and bhava, Krishna reciprocates through those deities. And it is not simply a deity, a statue which is worshipping, and not our only emotions. Krishna speaks through it. And there are so many evidences in the history also, it is mentioned that these deities used to speak to the worshipper. In a Vrindavan, there's a deity called a Sakshi Gopal. The deity was in a Vrindavan, which was taken to, not taken. It walked behind the devotee and went to, where is a Remuna, right? I forgot. Who is in from Odisha? उड़ीसा में कहीं तो भी है साक्षी गोपाल. साक्षी गोपाल ही गांव का नाम है. देखो, इन साउथ इंडिया इफ यू गो तो कांची के जो वरदराज स्वामी है, he used to speak the worshipper personally. Many, not just one worshipper, many worshippers, they heard him speaking. Nam Perumal from Shirangam, that deity used to speak to the devotees who are worshipping him. Not just that, Ramanacharya used to speak the deities of Melkote. That Ramapriya deity was there, small Ramapriya deity which was stolen by Mughals, and he wanted to bring it back. The Ramapriya personally came and sat in the lap of Ramanacharya, and Ramanacharya brought her back. This is a deity used to speak. And deities are not simply idols or statues. They are a living representative of Lord. ठीक है, फर्क होता है deities और विग्रह में, सॉरी विग्रह और मूर्ति में, statue and deities. ठीक है, and Krishna reciprocates. Even today, go to the deities, Radha Krishna, Gandhara Girdhari, come to the temple, open your heart to them, and you will feel realization immediately. And this is my challenge. I have experienced. You also go to temple, open your heart to the deities, they will reciprocate with you. Test it yourself. Anywhere the deities are worshipped with so much heart and with proper rules and regulation, these deities are reciprocating. Gone to Balaji sometimes? How many of your desires are fulfilled by the Balaji? Isn't it a reciprocation of Balaji? Isn't it a reciprocation from the deity? Deities reciprocate. He may not be speaking personally, but he is fulfilling the desires. Yeah. So deities are not just a stone or the metal there. They are living personality there. Okay. Fine. Any questions? Otherwise, we'll do one thing. Now we'll do a small activity. Before we go for a mantra meditation, we'll do a 5 minutes activity now. Before that, let me know how many of you know who's calling you. Everybody is getting calls here, reminder call and all these things. Do you know their names? Who's calling you? Okay. So I will call one by one the devotees here. So what you have to do, you have to get up and go with him and sit in one corner. Okay. We'll start with that. Can call all the mentors here. Yeah. First, we'll get it with the Jyotishwar Prabhu as it is present here. How many of you are getting calls for Jyotishwar Prabhu? Okay. Okay. Please get up and go with Jyotishwar Prabhu. Who take them into one place? Yeah, anyway. Next, Shailesh Prabhu and Sheetal Mataji. Okay. Both of you please come front. Okay, Shailesh Prabhu, some people will be getting called from Shailesh Prabhu, some people will be getting called by Sheetal Mataji. So all of them, they can come and sit with Shailesh Prabhu and Sheetal Mataji. Great. If you can't sit, you can take your chairs along with you, no problem. Okay. Now, who is there? Ashutosh Prabhu and Reena Mataji. Both of you, please. Sheetal Mataji, Shailesh Prabhu. You can take them into one place. Maybe there also can sit. Okay, Ashutosh Prabhu and Shri Reena Mataji is there. Mataji kahan hai? Reena Mataji, don't be shy. Okay, Prabhu, you can come here. Okay, anybody is getting call from Ashutosh Prabhu and Shri Reena Mataji, please raise their hands. Please come here. Okay, great. If you don't know who's calling you, call that person back. You would have got a person WhatsApp message also. Okay, now who is left out? Rishi Prabhu. Okay, Harish Prabhu and Lokeshwari Mataji. Anybody is getting call from Harish Prabhu and Lokeshwari Mataji? Okay. Yeah, please. Okay, Prabhu, you can find your spot there. You be here. Lokeshwari Mataji and Harish Prabhu, please come here. Today it will take time, but next time onwards we'll do it very, very quick. Okay? We'll not have this kind of announcements and all these things. Please come with them. Okay, Rishi Prabhu, you come here. Vijayalakshmi Mataji, okay, Vijayalakshmi Mataji is standing there. Okay. You must stand there. Anybody is getting call from Rishi Prabhu? Okay. Okay, take all of them. This is Rishi Prabhu. Please take them too. But maybe that behind chair, near to that chairs you can go. Vijayalakshmi Mataji. Okay. Mataji, you and Jyotisha Prabhu's team can combine. Maybe, of course. How many are there? No, then you sit separately. Okay, who will deal with the Rakesh Prabhu? Who is left out now? Rakesh Prabhu. Rakesh Ojha. Please stand up. Maybe you can join with you. They can join with Vijayalakshmi Mataji for today at least. Okay. Mataji, you can, Prabhu, you can sit in the corner, make a circle there. Prabhu, you can find a spot and make a circle there. Anybody doesn't know? You don't know who calling you? She is not there now. Okay. Sujata Sahu is there here? Okay, please come with him. Okay. Rakesh Ojha and Vijayalakshmi Mataji will sit, that group will sit together. Okay. The rest of the people who are not getting calls, please stand up and come to me. Who is getting call from Subandhu Govindadas? That's me. Okay. Who is getting calls from me? Okay. Please come into some other corner. You can sit there. Okay. Who is not getting call, please stand up and come here. Nagendra Kumar is there here? Nagendra Kumar, please come to Harish. Who is not getting call at all? Please come to me. Not getting calls, na? Come to me. Come to me. Who is not getting call at all? Come to me here. This corner. Anybody is there? Anybody is there who don't want to take part into this game? Okay. Prabhu, can you call Shankardhari Prabhu? Okay, fine. You are the guest. Okay. Okay. So HTR group. Okay, you are in this group only then. Prabhu, you can sit. Find a corner for. We only 3-4 are there, right? Anybody is getting call from Subandhu Govindadas? Anurag is there? Okay, fine. Be here only. Okay. Shankardhari Prabhu, you are here? Okay. So Prabhu, you can take all these devotees and sit in the corner. However, we are doing this activity same as we used to do it before. Okay? You can go with him. All of you who are not getting call, maybe they are coming first time today, please go with Shankardhari Prabhu. Okay. Prabhuji. Anybody is getting call from Subandhu Govinda Das? No? ठीक है. Prabhuji, आप यहाँ पे आ जाओ. थोड़ा सा स्पेस है. This group, huh? Okay. Be here. Unmarried boy, can send them here. Okay. So what we have to do is, the activity will be like this. You have to tell your name and tell one point on one statement that you liked most. And you have to share, that's all. टेक अवे पॉइंट, ठीक है, of this session. You have to tell your name first, introduce yourself in a very short, and share your very very valuable point with us. Just one point, one statement. Today's session only. Okay. And all the leaders who are the mentors are there in the group. Please note down everybody's names in your notebook or paper or mobile, something like that. Okay. Okay. Fine. So we have time for 5 minutes. अरे आप कौन सी ग्रुप में हो? आप वो शंखधारी प्रभु के साथ में जाइए ना, चलेगा। ऋषि प्रभु के साथ जाइए, विजय मत बोल। Okay. 1 second, I will just stop the recording.